Today we're going to talk about our Jack and Jill critical path assignment. We're going to start up MS Project, and there's a couple of little things we need to do. First of all, I want you to go down here, click on the tab, and make everything auto-scheduled. So you'll now see that the new tasks are auto-scheduled. An ease of use item is just to go and right-click on the outside bar and check that we now have the view bar in there. Now we're ready to start entering tasks. You'll see that we have a layout that we're going to be using. In this particular case, I don't want to have the start column showing, so we're going to hide column. Same for finish. And now we can see the fields that we're going to use for our assignment. First task we have is going to be start. Again, the duration for that, because it's a start task in this case, is 0, and there are no predecessors, and the resource that we're going to do on this is fill. We go to our next task, and it is going to be interview pale. That particular task length is 5, and we have a predecessor of task 1. As you can see, task 1 is the predecessor here. Again, we just tab through. We're going to add our third task, which is fetch data. Duration for that is 4 days. Predecessor is 1. If we go to the next task, we're going to have design software. Its duration is 2. Its predecessor is 2, 3. We'll go to our next task, and it's going to be build software. And its duration is 4. And build software's predecessor is 4. Our next task, task 6, is going to be test software. Again, its duration is 2. And its predecessor is 5. Task 7 happens to be documentation. Documentation has a duration of 3 and a predecessor of 4. And our final task, which is install, it has a duration of 2, and its predecessors are 6, 7. We've now entered in all the information we need for our project. We've also identified fill as being the resource for the install. Now that we've entered the data, let's go look at our network diagram. Again, we go over to our view bar, we click on the network diagram icon, and you can see that back into the Gantt chart view and enter in the resources that you think should do each task in order to generate the best flow, and we can calculate the critical path. Again, your answer is going to dictate now that we've created the network diagram with our critical path. Let's look at the nature of the assignment. We go back to our assign resources to the tasks in the order we think that they will work. So in my case, I've gone through to our Gantt screen chart and start to fill in the resources we think are most appropriate. In my case, I've assigned Jill to task 2. I've assigned Jack to task 3. What that does, though, is increase the duration to 8 days for that task. I've selected Jill for the next one. I have Jill on the next one. I have Jill on the next one. And I put Jack on the final. And when I do that, I now increase that to 6 days. If we now go look at our network diagram, you can see that we have a new critical path based on the timings that we have there. Interview pale is no longer on the critical path. And we have our network diagram as required. Again, in this case, I've come up with a critical path of 18 days. As an added benefit, what we've done is we've entered in the assignment as it's listed. If we want to do one additional step, Microsoft will give us the answer we need. If you go to task 1, right click on it and say insert task, it'll now create a new task at the top of the project. Again, if I type in the project name, what I want to do now is create a summary task. Best way to do that is go click on and drag down so that you've highlighted all the subsequent tasks. Go up to this little icon here, click on the indent, and you'll now see that the top task becomes a summary task and it gives you the critical path. In this case, it's 18 days.